All right, we continue to be live and breaking, and I want my VJ Vivek to show the visuals right now. These are just fresh shots coming in from the vantage point where we are right now. You can see that the NDRF team is at spot right over there. They're having some kind of a contingency plan. NDRF, I repeat, NDRF has been deployed all around. We had told you, and we're getting those live visuals for you viewers as we speak. NDRF team there. There was an ambulance there as well. So the ambulance has just left. Actually, you can see the ambulance there. There's an ambulance right next to the vehicles there. And the NDRF team has come at the spot. It looks like the preparations are right now underway. Multiple teams being deployed everywhere, taking all precautions. Remember that this is just one of the preparations which are happening right now. In fact, there are 560 police personnel which are around. CCTV cameras have also been put in place as well. We also have dust machines to make sure that the pollution level does not rise up. So multiple preparations. Now it seems as if, you know, the time is very near. The time is very near, viewers, that the implosion will take place at 2:30 p.m. sharp. And as we showed you the visuals, the NDRF team is on spot. Multiple blockades have happened. There are barricades all over the place as well. In fact, 1 to 2 kilometers, there has been completely closed off. The traffic has also been stalled. No entry and exit from the barricades. And that is the Twin Towers, you can see right over there. There has been a bit of mesh and blankets put. That's the place where the debris is expected to fly out. So to control the debris, the blankets have been put there. And after we saw those visuals of the NDRF team, we can tell you viewers that the countdown has begun. The countdown has begun. It's 11:33 a.m. and at 2:30, the blast will take place. Shravan is also joining me live. Shravan, over to you. From the spot that we have right now, we can actually see the ambulances and the NDRF team arrive. It's just an hours away for that big demolition. The D-Day has come. Shravan, what are you picking up from where you are?
Well, in fact, for all our viewers who are tuning in right now, undoubtedly there's going to be a lot of curiosity as to what exactly really happens when India is essentially going to witness one of the tallest structures that is going to be brought down. What you see just behind me are the two twin towers, 100 meters, roughly about 100 meters, a little taller than the Qutub Minar in the national capital. What you see around 2:30, these two twin towers behind me would come crashing down. As we have been pointing out, undoubtedly this has raised a lot of curiosity as well as concern among the residents in the nearby areas. In fact, we'll try and go across to some of the residents who are here where we are broadcasting right now in a short while from now. But let me just give you a quick recap of the area of what we know so far, the area that we are in, and what's the kind of impact that it's expected to have. Because what you see, those two towers are not very far away from where we are broadcasting right now. Of course, a little outside the exclusion zone. Now, what you see is, I'll try and explain, this is sector 93A of Noida, where these two twin towers have been built, which is not really far away from the Noida Expressway. The Noida Expressway connects to the main areas, to the national capital. And what you see all around, these are the upcoming areas of Noida with a lot of under construction buildings that have come in. Now, this building, remember, in principle, had essentially got the approval of basically coming up with roughly about 14 towers with 9 floors each. Now, that was the initial proposal. What happened thereafter was the builder on his own, after getting the approval from the Noida authority, created these two twin towers. Now, if you're asking what's the problem and why exactly are we really bringing down these two twin towers where, roughly about 800 apartments are there, roughly, that's the rough number that I'm talking about. Now, the problem is this. When this proposal was amended, that they came up with these two buildings, it was just very close to what you see, the area known as Emerald Court and ATS Village. I'll just ask Ravanji to just try and zoom in a little bit so that I can try and explain it to you viewers. What are we trying to say? Why exactly is this building really coming down? And what are the real problems beyond the spectacle that we are going to see? There are also larger issues that today urban housing faces, and this is a symbol of that problem of urban housing. Because what you see is that the builder got the approval, and then created these two towers barely about 9 meters away. So if Ravanji can perhaps pan it down a little bit and try and show you the proximity of one of the towers of Supertech with that of the two towers, Astor 1 and Astor 3, if I'm not wrong. These are the two towers of Emerald Court, which is extremely close. So the difference is barely few meters away. Now, what exactly is the violation? Now, the violation is the violation of the Uttar Pradesh Apartments Act, and the fact that residents were not taken into consideration when they were building this entire twin towers. And that area had a garden area also. It was supposed to have a garden area, a complex, 14 towers, just about 9 floors. So there would have been adequate space between each tower. All of that had been completely violated. And what is even more surprising is that the Noida authorities allowed that to happen. And then this structure was created. But Emerald Court Resident Welfare Association, they decided to move the court. They moved the Allahabad High Court. It's the Allahabad High Court which had passed an order and said that the demolition should take place. It is a clear violation. This was upheld by the Apex Court. The Apex Court also came to a final conclusion that yes, it should be brought down because there is a clear violation. And not just that, some very scathing remarks that were made by the Apex Court that this was act of collusion, act of corruption. And that's exactly what we are witnessing today. Now, talking about the other aspects of this demolition, why it's creating so much, it's garnering so much of curiosity. In fact, I'll show you also some of the residents who are here. We'll try and go across to them in a short while from now. But just to give you a sense of this area, what has happened is that roughly till about 7 o'clock in the morning, the residents who were closer to the building, they were allowed to stay there but evacuate gradually. And that's exactly happened. Till about 7 o'clock in the morning, they gradually evacuated. Now, what you see is that this entire area, about 500 meters away from there, it's known as the exclusion zone. So they've created that buffer zone so that when the implosion actually takes place, it does not perhaps harm anyone. But there are several concerns. Now, one being what is the amount of dust that is going to be generated. If the wind speed is towards this direction, it's going to have its own impact. The residents are going to be impacted. Let's not forget that Noida certainly does not have a very clean air. There is already bad air quality, which is going to be even more impacted because of the dust that is going to be generated, the debris that is going to be generated. Over 50,000 ton of debris that is going to be created because of the demolition. Now, part of it is going to be kept here just to fill up that entire area. A part of it is going to be taken, or the rubbles are going to be taken away to some other construction sites. Now, authorities are essentially saying that it's going to take about a 3-month process to clear off the construction debris. It's going to be taken over. But right now, the other concern is that shock waves, the vibrations that this kind of a blast or an implosion is likely to induce. So will it have some sort of an impact with the buildings which are closer by, buildings where we are standing right now? If you go by the claims that have been made by the company that is responsible for bringing down these towers, Edifice, which is a Mumbai-based company in collaboration with a South African company, they are essentially saying that they've done the study. They're saying that at max, perhaps some cracks can take place, but all those predictions have essentially been done. They're saying the technique is something different. We'll try and explain that technique to you also. But let's do something right now. Let's go across to all our reporters. We've got the largest team getting you, images from different angles, giving you a sense of this spectacle that we are going to see this afternoon. Undoubtedly, there are children, women, men, all gathering here. There are a lot of, plans that some residents have also made because they want to see this spectacle. We'll talk about the issues that these two buildings have also raised, a larger problem that urban housing essentially has. But that's a different matter for now. We'll try and go across to our reporters on the ground to give you a sense, give you different images, different angles, because that's where we are, what we are basically concentrating right now, to give you the best possible image of these two twin towers. And at 2:30 this afternoon, this is a matter of 9 to 13 seconds. seconds when these two towers would be coming and crashing down. We'll try and explain the technology, the science behind this, and what are the impact that it's going to have. We'll also be joined in by experts to try and explain it to you why this is going to be something that India is going to watch very closely, simply because, remember, this is one of the tallest structures that is being demolished ever in India. We've seen a demolition in Kerala, of course not to the extent of the magnitude that you're looking at right now. Let me go across